The Geneva Motor Show is all about insane performance, exclusivity, and high price tags, and the 2017 show did not disappoint. These are our picks for this year's top 10 supercars from the Geneva show. We start with Singapore's first hypercar, the new Dendrobium. With help from the Williams Advanced Engineering team, which is partly responsible for the new Formula E cars, this new hypercar will be all electric and is said to be able to make the jump from 0 to 60 in just 2.7 seconds. Curb weight is pegged at just over 3,800 pounds, while the power plant will put out 1,000 horsepower. Top speed for the wildly designed car is claimed to be 200 miles per hour. Production is said to be slated for 2020, but we'll believe it when we see it. The new roof CTR may look like business as usual for the Porsche tuner, but it's anything but. It uses a carbon fiber monocoque chassis which has been designed from scratch and emulates the 1987 CTR Yellowbird, arguably the firm's most famous car. Providing power is a 3.6-liter twin-turbo flat 6, sporting 710 horsepower and 649 pound-feet of torque. Just 30 units of the CTR are planned, with production beginning next year. The Porsche 911 GT3 made a triumphant return in Geneva this year, and the headlining news is the availability of a manual transmission. After skipping a generation of GT3, the 6-speed manual is once again available, linked to a high-revving, naturally aspirated 4-liter flat 6. That engine makes 500 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque, and can also be paired with a 7-speed PDK automatic transmission. And it can rocket to 60 miles an hour from a standstill in 3.2 seconds, but this car isn't about straight-line speed. To handle the corners of a racetrack, the GT3 packs things like active rear axle steering, dynamic engine mounts, and a rear locking differential. Aston Martin brought its new upcoming hypercar to Geneva this year, taking the chance to announce the car's new name, Valkyrie. The Valkyrie will pack a naturally aspirated V12 that will rev up to an astonishing 11,000 RPM. Power output is said to be over 1,000 horsepower, while power to weight will be 1-to-1, though the exact figures are both still unknown. Formula One legend Emerson Fittipaldi unveiled the car of his dreams in Geneva, the Fittipaldi EF7 Vision Gran Turismo. Penned with the help of famous Italian design house Pininfarina, the EF7 promises professional-level performance, courtesy of its 2,200-pound curb weight and a 600-horsepower 4.8-liter V8. Now, the EF7 Vision Gran Turismo will have an extremely limited production run with a full suite of bespoke interior features available to buyers. Additionally, each owner will gain access to the Fittipaldi Racing Club, plus driving training sessions with that former F1 champ. For all of those who aren't uber rich, the EF7 will also be available to race in Gran Turismo Sport on the PlayStation 4. Calling it the fastest and most powerful vehicle in its history, Ferrari revealed the 812 Superfast this year in Geneva. Succeeding the F12 Berlinetta, this car uses what will likely be the brand's last naturally aspirated V12 to be available. The 6.5-liter unit puts out 789 horsepower at a ridiculously high 8,500 RPM and 525 pound-feet of torque. All told, the 812 Superfast will jump to 62 miles an hour in just 2.9 seconds, which is the same time as a LaFerrari. Pagani rolled into Geneva this year with the long-awaited Huayra Roadster, touting its lightweight design. With a dry weight of 2,822 pounds, the Roadster is actually lighter than the coupe version of this car by 176 pounds, a feat which rarely happens in the automotive industry. That lack of weight can be partially attributed to the use of carbotanium, a composite material that was developed by Pagani. Powering this rolling work of art is an AMG-sourced twin-turbo V12, providing 764 horsepower paired to a 7-speed transmission. Production of the Huayra Roadster is limited to just 100 units, and not surprisingly, it's already sold out. Italdesign revealed its first ever supercar in Geneva, the Zerouno. Power comes from an Audi-derived 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10, making 610 horsepower. Just 5 of these beauties will be built, and each one will be entirely unique. Not surprisingly, every single body panel is made from carbon fiber, though an actual weight for the car still hasn't been announced. Lamborghini brought the new Huracan Performante to Geneva this year, which is the all-new production car lap record holder at the famous Nürburgring. Lambo claims that the car made the lap in 6 minutes and 52 seconds, besting the Porsche 918 Spider. A big part of that crazy lap time is the new Aerodynamica Lamborghini Attiva, or ALA system, which is a patented active aerodynamic system developed specifically for the Performante. Dry weight comes in at 3,047 pounds, while the jump from 0 to 60 will take about 2.9 seconds. The Huracan Performante will arrive in the US this summer with the price tag of just over $274,000. And finally, we have British supercar maker McLaren, which brought its latest and greatest to Geneva this year, the all-new 720S. Built around a carbon fiber monocoque, the 720S's dry weight rings in at just 2,828 pounds. Of course, the 720 name means that the supercar's 4-liter twin-turbo V8 outputs 720 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. Hooked up to a 7-speed transmission, all that engine helps rocket the McLaren to 62 miles an hour in under 3 seconds and on to a top speed of 212 miles per hour. The braking is almost as good as the P1, bringing the 720S to a full stop from 124 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds. On the inside, this McLaren looks luxurious and high-tech with a new folding driver display and a new large infotainment screen. Deliveries of the new 720S, which replaces the 650S in McLaren's lineup, will begin this May.